Hey YouTube, Steel Farm here. Mouse is back there getting a drink of water. The other cows are all waiting their turn. Give you an update of this year's calving. Pretty much, it's been kind of a more eventful year than normal, I guess. London, she had a little calf, had no trouble with it, everything went fine. Only issue there was she was in with a bull at the time, a young bull. Pandemic from last year, and he smelt all the afterbirth, kind of got confused, kind of was pestering the mom and couldn't figure out what to make of the baby, but kind of a little bit too big for him to be in there with him, so I got them separated. A few days later, one of the first heifers, Lightning, London's calf from a few years ago, I went out 6 in the morning, checked on her, and she had been in labor most of the night, and I do check them 2-3 times a day, especially when they're getting closer. But she had been in labor all night, and the muzzle was sticking out, the hooves were sticking out, and this very floppy tongue. Unfortunately, I grabbed a hold of the tongue and there was no response. I knew I had to pull the calf out even though it was dead. So that was a quick waking up in the morning. Got some twine tied around the feet and pulled it out. Actually came out for the most part okay. Limp, really nothing to the calf. Surprisingly, it started breathing. I really didn't expect it to. Its whole entire muzzle was swollen. It had been in the birth canal so long that that pressure was pushing all the blood forward into his head. Caused some swelling in the brain, swelling in the face. His tongue was all swollen, couldn't drink. Long story short, had the vet out, got some colostrum down it with a tube. I tube fed it for 4 days, and I really thought we were gonna have to put it down because it just wouldn't suckle. I try 3 times a day, and I couldn't get it to even try to suckle. I could force it to stand up, and he would, but he had no interest in it. He would fight me pretty hard with the tube feeding. Is the only thing that gave me hope. He had strength. So I decided to stop tube feeding him. I went another day of just letting him pour down a bottle down his throat. I'd have to stick nipple in his mouth, kind of squeeze the end of it, and it would drain down his throat, and he would fight me and yell at me. He wouldn't swallow, but you could tell it was getting down into his stomach. But about the second day of doing that, he's now 5 days old, all of a sudden he made a sound, and man, he went crazy. It was like a light bulb turned on. He sucked down what was left of that little bottle, instantly got up and started circling around, trying to get to mom, and figured out where the udder was and took off. He's doing absolutely wonderful. In that process, I think it was like a Wednesday. That second calf there was born on a Monday, and it was Thursday or Friday that it kind of came to. But Wednesday we had a set of twins. Atlanta had those, and they're doing great. And then Saturday, my other heifer, Flood, the red one. I don't see her back there right now, but she's behind these girls. She started going into labor, and we were watching her for a little bit, and she wasn't making any progress. Thankfully, that happened during the day, so I was able to observe it. And we intervened, pulled that calf out, thanks to Teresa, next door neighbor. She was watching from her yard, because her yard butts right up against one of the pastures. And I asked her if she was willing to get dirty, and she was, so she reached in and kind of got the head lined up and pulled, helped the head aim down, and I pulled the calf out. But that took us a good 20 minutes of pulling to get that baby out of there. That was a big calf. And we got 2 more coming. Mouse and Savannah. That's Quasar right there. But Mouse and Savannah are due here in the next. Mouse is due, I think, in 2 weeks, and then Savannah is late. She's not due till next month. Names for this year. We decided. Every year we have a theme. Last year, obviously, was Quarantina. Pretend that's Corona right there, taking a drink. COVID, a calf last year. Pandemic. Just so many weird things happen. So this year, we decided. Dr. Seuss. Every year we have a theme. Last year, deemed it was Quarantina. So that's Corona right there, taking a drink. COVID, all Dr. Seuss characters. Calf from last year. So the first pandemic, one, London, had a little bull calf, and that's Horton, who's a he.
You just knocked it down.
He fell down.
That's it. Did you hear him cry? He didn't even cry.
The next one was Sneetches. That's the one we thought was going to die. Great story. Sneetches with stars upon theirs. The twins. Couldn't have twins without Thing 1 and Thing 2. So Thing 1 and Thing 2, they're beautiful little black calves. I'll take you around here in a little bit and show you the calves. So Thing 1, Thing 2, and then the last one is Fox and Socks, and I think, yeah, that's Fox and Socks right there. Flood is red with white markings on her feet, and the calf is just like it. And the little girls, Teresa's little girls, decided that it looks like Fox and Socks. So that's what we named it. Let me grab the camera and I'll show you the calves. All right, so we have Corona and Quarantina, and there's Flood, and Fox and Socks is right behind Flood. Oh, she sees me coming, so he's going the other way. There he is. Anyway, so that's Fox and Socks. There's Savannah. She's not due till June. Excuse me, girls. And of course, Mouse. Mouse is the one that's due in a couple weeks here. Oh yeah, feels good. But there's Horton, who's a he. Hi Horton, how are you? How are you, bud? And this over here is Sneetches. Sneetches' mommy, Lightning, is a little skittish, which is normal for a cow. But Sneetches himself has just got the most amazing coloring. My daughter said it looks like a calico cat. See if I can get close enough without Lightning leaving, but you can see the markings in there. And obviously he's figured out where milk comes from. And his face, oh, look at the tongue sticking out. But his face is back to normal size. But they're all doing great. London back there, which is Horton's. Horton apparently has an itch. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Talk to you later.